So basically what you're showing us very visually is it's not unreasonable to say if this is a lot more like 9/11 than it was in 2008, then the housing market is probably going to react a lot more like it did after 9/11 and the dot-com crash than it will in 2008.
Absolutely.
And we can see, ladies and gentlemen, that the stock market, as far as annual home price appreciation, reacted very well, during those times. And I think that we can see similar situations now. Obviously, we had a tremendous start to the year. Just this morning, the existing home sales report came out and showed that we had the highest number of houses sold in the last 13 years on a monthly basis, or an annually, it's seasonally adjusted basis. And that's good news. Now, we know that because of what's taking place right now, those numbers are going to slow up as we're forced to slow up and shelter in place or change our business model a little bit. But, when this thing is over, and it will someday be over, and, when that time comes, we're going to come roaring back. So I think that these numbers, again, are not unreasonable to expect to take place now, even though we're in a stock market situation. But some people are also worried, not just about the stock market falling, David. What they're also worried about is, with everything happening and everything shutting down, will we be heading toward another recession? And what does that mean?
Sure. And I think when I start to think about this, and I think about the conversations that we've had with KCM members, the blogs that we've written about this in the past of, hey, the talk of recession, the reality is where we are today, we all can feel the slowdown. We can see the slowdown. We can see it in towns that have said, you're going to shelter in place. And we know that is and is going to continue to have an impact on economic activity. So the interesting thing is when we talk about this, a recession is a slowdown in economic activity. When we talk about it with our clients, when we hear the word recession, we all immediately have these ideas and these thoughts of what the prior recession was. That's just the reality of the world we live in. If we talk about an economic slowdown, it's very different. And I think keeping that in mind as we talk about it is critically important right now. But let's hop in to see what experts are really saying right now. And I want to start with a quote from Bill McBride. And it says, with the sudden economic stop and with many states shutting down by closing down bars, schools, bars, and restaurants, my view is the U.S. economy is now in a recession that started this month, and GDP will decline sharply in Q2, and Goldman Sachs is forecasting this, and the length of the recession will depend on the course of the pandemic. So what's Bill saying there? Certainly we are seeing that and feeling that economically right now. We are feeling a slowdown. And we can start to see this is going to go on until, through the course of this pandemic.